On Ash here, we're on WTHR Plus. We're going to provide updates through the rest of the afternoon and through the evening here. I will tell you there's no immediate threat in our viewing area right now. What has happened since we left you at noon time is that we have a tornado watch that is south of I-70. This does include Bloomington, Columbus, Greensburg, Nashville, Seymour, Bedford, Sullivan. It goes until 9 p.m. Now, it's possible in the coming hours, as we see how this all evolves, that it's possible the watch could be expanded farther to the north, and we'll get into that in a little moment. I want to show you radar right now with temperatures, by the way. Even with that cloud cover that we had, we're sneaking into the lower 60s around the metro area. In the mid 60s there from Bloomington and Columbus and Shelbyville. Guys, I don't know if there's any way we can lose that banner so I can show more of the data. Thank you. So there's Bedford at 66. We've talked about the warm front, and it's the storms that do develop, we'll have to watch them because as they interact with that boundary, they'll have enhanced spin potential. So there's the watch right now. North of it, we've actually had a few storms too. We've had couple of storms that have been hail makers here over the northern third of the state. Going to expand the radar. We'll dive into this one first, though. We'll show you near Bluffton. Anything up here right now is going to be more hail potential, and can't rule it out, by the way. As we get a little bit more into southern Indiana, you see the storm coverage ramping up here around Kentuckiana, where the atmosphere is more unstable. We've had that cloud layer that's kind of limited instability, and we're starting to see that gradually change. You look back out towards St. Louis near the area of low pressure, where there's a little bit better lift as well. And as we show you the temperatures with dew points, so our dew points right now are in the mid-50s. For February, that's still a pretty elevated number. But we believe, especially over the southern third of the state, dew points may get up a little bit closer to 60. Now, there is a ton of spin in the atmosphere. Instability right now has just been lacking. That's what's going to be changing in the coming hours. So here's the threat levels. The entire state of Indiana in some sort of threat between 1 and 3. If you haven't caught our updates today, Matt first brought you this on Sunrise, that orange shading near and south of I-70 where that level 3 risk is now in place, where there's a little more of a heightened risk of perhaps tornado and large hail potential. So here's Future Track 13. I will tell you around the metro area, in my opinion, looks like it's going to be a little bit of a later arrival time, perhaps after 5 o'clock. Either way, we'll be watching the southern part of the state, waiting for the storms to develop, and then eventually migrating to the northeast. Now, if you're south of I-70 by 5 p.m., very much fair game. That's 3 hours away. We're going to have storms starting to build into Bloomington and Greensburg by 5 o'clock. Doesn't mean we won't have some rain or rumbles of thunder a little farther to the north, but it's these storms initially that we'll be focused on, especially if they can remain by themselves, what we call supercells. Those will have higher tornado and hail potential with them. As we get later in the evening, so now we're at 7:30, 8 p.m., and we have the cold front that is starting to approach. Do we get into more of a what we call a linear type of storm structure? To be determined, okay? Here's 9 o'clock, and a couple of things to point out. Now we're probably about 2.5 hours after sunset, so we're after dark, obviously, but at the same time, the low-level wind field is going to really be ramping up and getting into these storms. So even though we're losing daylight, we're gaining wind energy. And so that will keep the tornado potential still going after dark. And that's why you're still going to have to be weather aware. So the expectation is at minimum scattered thunderstorms, but possibly numerous storms in the central portion of the state. And that's why I say that this watch could be expanded farther to the north. So it's a model radar product. Not saying the radar is going to look exactly like this at 9:30, 10 p.m. But we are going to be watching the progression, and we cannot rule out the severe weather potential till the front can get out of the state, and that's not going to happen probably until around midnight. And again, the wind field overnight tonight, is going to be strong. So even though we're going to lose daylight heating, the wind dynamics will continue to fuel this. Get to midnight and after, the severe threat will be over. But we are going to have some busy radar hours between now and midnight. So here is all hazards with storms are in play today. Some localized 70-mile-per-hour gust, some storms that could have some significant hail with them, and then tornado. So I know when you look at that green shade, 2%, well, that's still a high number. Then you get into that 10+% range. And within that tornado watch that's been issued, there's a 50% probability of at least 2 tornadoes. There's a 30% probability of a strong tornado, by strong EF2 or greater. So we'll be watching this particular zone, a little higher tornado threat along and south of I-70. Again, we'll show you the radar if you're just hopping on with us, and we'll be giving you these updates. Here's the rundown on the weather impact alert. So between now and about 4 o'clock, storms mostly, not all, but mostly south of I-70. For the metro area, in that 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. window, scattered to possibly numerous storms, and some of those could be severe. You need to have a way to get warnings this afternoon and this evening. So if you're with us now, that's good. We'll continue to provide updates here. Warnings are possible. Follow radar and remain weather aware with this severe weather risk that's in place, as the radar is going to get much more active as we continue to get the atmosphere gets more unstable, and then, as I mentioned, the area of low pressure that's back out here starts to buckle toward us. That's going to provide a little better lift. So it's going to be a little bit busy. Make sure you have us with you, and we will keep you updated. Another update coming up at 2:30. We'll give them to you on the top and bottom of the hours, and then as we start to get into more warnings later today, that would be around the clock here on WTHR Plus. Stay with us.